Hey guys, here we are. Thanks for being with us.
On chilly December night.
Chilly December in Florida.
Tea.
Having some tea.
Cheers to you.
Upcoming 2023 and obviously all the fun of the holidays and all the crazy things that are going to be happening for 2023.
I can't believe
car-related stuff is going to be.
I know you guys feel this way too. That 2022, I don't know.
It was a blur. It was really a blur, but we're so happy to have you here. What a great way to end 2022 with a nice live Q&A. Obviously, we're going to be very soon in the next upcoming months having the 1 million subscriber live Q&A with the giveaways and everything else.
And in-person meet and greet.
Of course.
If you're in the Clearwater area, of course.
At Walker Ford. And we're having a nighttime event.
Ooh, a partay.
Yes, a partay with fireworks and stuff.
Ooh, exciting.
At Crown Hyundai. So that's going to be
really
something new. And then, of course, we will be going to the auto shows next year and sticking around and making sure that we have time to do meet and greets. And we have the first one coming up the opening day of the Chicago Auto Show.
Yeah, which reminds me, I saw Chris is here in the chat from Chicago. And so that Saturday morning, we're actually going to be having a meet and greet in person. So
make sure you stay. Yeah, you definitely want to stay tuned for details on that. Tonight with the Q&A, obviously, if you want something specific.
If you have a burning question, you can't sleep at night.
Yes, if you have that burning question or that burning sensation, you might want to go get cream for that. But if you have that burning question, you could use the super chat feature, and that just makes sure that we recognize it and acknowledge you and everything else. But we're also going to do our best to get through as many questions as we possibly can.
And Lost wants to know if we're live. Yes, Lost.
We are live. Lost, we are live. You can now change your name to Found because you are here with us for the live Q&A. We're already up to 150 people. Nice to see a lot of people already saying happy holidays.
Yes, hello
and
from
everything
Northern
else.
Michigan. Rob is here. I'm sure
Vancouver.
Yes.
Vancouver, Canada. Definitely the polar opposite of what we're experiencing now in Florida. That's for sure.
It is. It is chilly though here.
It is chilly for Florida. Yeah, for Florida, it's been a little chilly.
Yes.
And it's supposed to get colder over the weekend.
It is supposed to get colder.
But anyways, we got the questions coming in.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are wishing us Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and everything else.
Stefan wants to know the best thing about Kia Stingers, in your opinion.
The best thing about Kia Stingers is that they're rear-wheel drive. You can get a twin-turbo V6, which is nice. And then, of course,
the price.
Yeah, the price is for what you're getting, for sure. So that's really awesome. But that's a really good question. Obviously.
Wow, Khalif is watching from Kenya.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So Khalif, what is the weather like in Kenya right now?
I'm going to assume it's probably warm.
Probably warm.
Probably going to say it's warm.
Yeah, I don't think it's snowing. It could be. I don't know. I doubt it.
But we have some questions coming in. What do we got here?
Well,
ever have a chocolate Twinkie, Joe? No, I don't.
I have.
You have. I never.
They're delicious. Well, yes. It's like delicious in a gross way.
Yes.
But you kind of feel dirty after you eat it, but it's really good. Really good. Highly recommended. Hot Corner No Prob is watching from Ramstein, Germany.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
I know we have a lot of fans all over Germany, all over the world, and it's really cool to be able to share the experience with them.
Well, and KP wants to know, do you have a highlight in 2022 as far as new vehicles?
You know, it's interesting. We actually kind of talked about that, and I think the first highlight is how we started off the year. It was at Daytona. We got to experience the Rolex 24 with our good friends over at Acura. And then the best part was the night before the race started, we got to drive the car on the track.
The NSX Type S.
So absolutely phenomenal.
That was exciting.
And we got our first super chat of the evening. It's going to go to Seozin.
Yeah, good job.
Seozin with an underscore.
Yes.
Thank you for the super chat, Seozin.
Seozin wants to know your favorite Lexus F car, not including the LC or the IS5. That's tough.
That's easy. I would say RCF. I love the RCF. It's crazy how that car has not had a redesign in God knows how long, and it still looks fresh.
Yeah.
And I would love to have a track edition if they had that in a manual transmission, V8 naturally aspirated power, but RCF is definitely my fave.
The Fuji Speedway, I know.
Yeah, that Fuji Speedway.
We got some time behind the wheel of that, and Texas,
definitely. And Anthony agrees with me. Anthony's car reviews agrees with me.
Sure, for sure.
We got a question about the BRZ. I think you need to let Jensen know.
Jensen, I got rid of my BRZ actually a little while ago.
We got the BRZ. We got rid of the BRZ. Then you got the Mini Cooper S.
Yeah, got the Mini
and
Cooper
guess
S.
who is taking control of the Bronco?
Yes, the Bronco, which is affectionately called
Bertha. Big Bertha.
Big Bertha is now mine.
Yes. You love that. You love that vehicle.
I do love that Bronco. It's really fun.
But Benji is here with a super chat. We can never have a Q&A without Benji. He says, how are my favorite YouTubers? Hope all is well. Things are going great, Benji. I've been following you on Instagram up in North Carolina.
With all your interesting hair.
Yes, the hair colors that you got going on. And then, of course, I'm sure it's chilly up there.
I would think it's
in North Carolina. Yeah.
Well, Tennessee, technically.
Tennessee, yes.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
And Kenton's here.
Kenton's here.
Happy holidays, Kenton. Merry Christmas, you too. Which one to pick, the AMG C43 or an S5 convertible?
I would go with the AMG C43. I like the way that car handles. I actually tend to like the interior a little bit nicer in the AMGs over the S5. And definitely the on-throttle experience is really special. So I would pick AMG C43 Kenton for sure.
Support your choice.
And thank you. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for that super chat.
Thank you, Kenton, and thank you, Benji.
Yes.
You're both so very
You guys
kind.
are great.
And then Gershom Matthews, thank you, Gershom, for the super chat. What's your favorite electric sedan on the cheap end?
Wow, that's a very good question.
Yeah.
Not much to choose from on the cheaper side of things.
I
would probably say, I know it's not a sedan, but I would probably say Ioniq 5, EV6.
Okay.
They're not sedans per se, but you can
They're
get
close.
them starting on a cheaper side. I mean, you could spec them out to crazy amounts of money, $70,000.
Right.
But on the lower side, you could do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get a Model 3.
No.
There's really no other sedans. I wouldn't get a Nissan Leaf. I guess a Chevy Bolt, but that's not a sedan.
Not a sedan.
So that's where I would probably go, is like an EV6.
Well, and it's not a pure EV, but I was really impressed with the price on the Prius.
The Prius.
I mean, I know Prius it's a hybrid, but I mean, it starts at 27. I mean,
and it's got 57 miles in a gallon. I mean,
it looks good.
And they made a big change. But thank you. That's a very good question, Gershom. Very, very good. PK, thank you for the super chat tonight. He says, looking to buy a Corvette. Should I buy the base or Z06 or wait for a ZR1 or Zora? If you can get your hands on a Z06, you're not going to regret it. I mean, the sound of that flat plane crankshaft, that LT6. Yeah, there's going to be a ZR1. We don't know when it's coming. We don't know what the numbers are on it. And then the Zora right now, you're looking like 2025. So if you want to wait that long, go for it, but you're rolling the dice. But if you could find a Z06, it really is that much better over a base Stingray, for sure.
Yeah, good point. Thank you guys so much for the super chat. Ronaldo Rodriguez wants to know if we're going to make bloopers again.
I don't know. You want to probably answer that.
I actually just finished the blooper reel.
You just finished it?
I just
That's awesome. Great job.
Didn't you hear me cackling? In the
I know you were laughing.
It's really good. Yes, it's really hilarious. You guys are going to love it. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be around the first of the year. So end of December.
Bloopers were also, you guys have asked for it, and we're bringing it. We have Lori's putting a video together of the top 10 cars and then the top 10 trucks and SUVs.
Because last year we did top 10 and we lumped it all together and it was too much. It's just
too much.
And this is going to be top 10 of things that we've actually driven.
Yes.
So it's,
LeVar Johnson's here. I actually read a comment and responded to a comment by LeVar earlier today, and he actually gave you props for your great camera work.
Well, thank you, LeVar. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the super chat. And this question is, which car would you prefer, the Toyota or the Nissan? If so, which Nissan or Toyota would you prefer?
LeVar, obviously there's a lot of different choices to make there. Obviously, thank you for the super chat on top of that. I think if I was going to go, I would stick more the Toyota side of things. So depending on what your price tag is and what you're exactly looking for, Toyota's got a lot to choose from the Corolla to the new Prius, to the Camry, to the Venza, the BZ4X,
well, if you're just looking at
the
resale
Sequoia.
too,
Yeah, they do a lot better on the resale than Nissan. I think really the only Nissan that makes my heart pitter patter is going to be the Z, and that's about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do have to say I was impressed with the Aria.
Aria, yeah, you liked it.
Granted, we
Good
don't
luck
see them
finding
at
one.
dealerships
Yeah.
yet.
When are you gonna be able to buy one?
I
That's
don't
the big. But very good question, LeVar. And thank you again for your super chat.
Gossip Daily has a cute little.
Oh, we love that pear guy. Yes, he's working. We were working out earlier. Yes, you were working out.
Thank
but
you
thank
so
you
much,
for
Gossip.
the super chat. If you have a question, I know Jacob will look, and we definitely got to thank Jacob for moderating.
DeWitt, our trusty
He's moderating
moderator
tonight,
yeah.
so make sure you keep the spam to a minimum,
please,
because he will zonk you.
And then Kenton has another
Kenton
super chat. Thank you, Kenton. Today is my anniversary.
Wow!
Happy
Congratulations.
Anniversary. So, question to Lori. My wife, I think it's Joanna.
Yes.
Wants to know, how did Joe propose? Oh, that's so sweet.
That's very nice.
We were on a very romantic date, and I had no idea. We were at an art museum, and we went out. So St. Petersburg is known for their pier, and if you've been to St. Petersburg, you need to go to.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's
absolutely
beautiful.
Stunning. And we were all by ourselves on the pier, and he got down on one knee. He had it in his pocket.
I had it in my pocket of my shorts.
Wearing cargo shorts, and that totally freaked me out hearing that later because it wasn't in a box or anything. It was just.
But hold on, you do have to preface that I actually proposed to Lori in the almost exact location where we had our first kiss.
Yes, it was very, very, very romantic. So.
And the first kiss wasn't that same day.
No, it was not. Thank goodness, because that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been a little weird. Don't do that, guys out there. That will scare the girl off. If you kiss them and then. I didn't even kiss you on our first.
No, you're a gentleman. Such a gentleman. Yes. So hopefully Joanna likes that story, and I definitely want to hear from you guys, your story. Benji also has a super chat.
Benji, another super chat.
And he says, thank you, first of all, Benji. I know it's a ways away, but I'll be in Florida the weekend of February 18th, depending on scheduling. Would love to meet up for lunch.
That would be awesome.
And Benji, you need to watch the bloopers.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say, because your name may be mentioned. So.
Well, and then another thing is that maybe in February we might be having the 1 million subscriber celebration. We're up to 922,000 subscribers. So, and right now we have almost 200 people watching. And it's only been 12 minutes.
That's really awesome.
So there we go.
So we need
great super chats.
Yes,
thank
you guys so much for the super chat. We got a lot more.
Oh, we got more. Yeah, these popped in all over the place.
Okay, so Seyozen.
Thank you. Generous super chat. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Thank you.
I don't have any questions. Just wanted to donate.
That really means a lot, and we can't do what we do without you guys. So thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for watching the ads, and definitely thank you for the super chats, because we can't do this without you guys supporting and helping.
Yeah.
It's truly the Raities Rides family, and we can't do it without you.
Absolutely.
But thank you, Seyozen, for that.
And then Gossip Daily, another generous super
thank
chat.
you.
Happy holidays, my kids, Jaden and Cameron. And my kids, Jaden and Cameron, and I love you. Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe high altitude or the Range Rover Sport.
First of all, thank you for that super chat.
And
that very, thank you for the love, and a big shout out to Jaden and Cameron. We appreciate you guys watching. This is actually pretty easy for me. I would say the 4xe, and the reason why is that the 4xe I think is one of the best plug-in hybrids that you could get, especially the way you could save the charge, go to your trail, go in full EV mode, and actually off-road totally quiet.
It's really nice.
So if you
you don't think it's a big deal, and then you try it and you're like, holy cow.
And I mean, I like the Range Rover Sport. It just, I would make sure you get one and keep it until the warranty runs out, to be honest with you. Yeah. But very good question. And thank you again for the support and for the super chat.
Yes. And Keith Price, thank you so much.
Keith, thanks for the super chat, man.
Love watching your awesome reviews. Happy to see your channel grow. Let's hit 1 million. You got it. And I think it's the bulges of eternity leading to your success.
Well, thank you. Right. Thank you. We can't do it without you. And I'm a firm believer that, you know what? We talk about cars. We definitely enjoy and share the passion of cars, but we got to have a few laughs along the way. If you're not laughing, you might as well be dead.
Yeah, it's just a miserable miserable without laughing.
So
another super chat.
Red Eye, who dominates the drag strip.
Heck yeah.
That kind of sums it up.
Yeah, we absolutely know.
Thank you for that generous super chat.
Yep. And then, hey, Joe and Lori, how is your on throttle packed evening? My dream car is a blacked out Dodge Demon HPE 1000. And as soon as I get it, I'm taking you for an on throttle.
Well, the evening is obviously going awesome because we're here with you guys tonight. I'm glad that we have the time.
I know
that we're not traveling.
It's been crazy that we're
2022 has been nuts.
3 or 4 months straight. We were like
gone.
It was nuts.
But they know because they see where we're going. They see what we're bringing them, and I know they appreciate it.
Nice to just be home for a bit, so we.
But definitely Red Eye, who dominates the drag strip. I would love to get an on throttle.
And I would love to get that on
ride.
Camera.
Yes,
because he'll be screaming.
And I mean, Hennessy, they put out some crazy stuff.
I love it. That's a great idea.
Yeah, Demon's already crazy, and here it is again. Jennifer Brand has a great question. TLX Acura Type S worth it? I say 100%. I actually like the TLX Type S.
Yes.
I think it drives great. And you don't really see many of them, which is cool.
Yep. And then Dan Zhang has a
Hey, Dan, thanks for the super chat.
I've been thinking about buying a pre-owned Alfa Giulia, but the car is known for its unreliability. What's your advice for me if I'm going to do it?
I tell you, if you're going to go that route, my advice is make sure it has proper service records. Make sure you know when the oil changes happen, what problems it had, and try to get the actual paperwork, not just stuff that you find on Carfax, because Carfax is not always 100% accurate.
That's true.
So they tend to not be the most reliable of cars, but it could be the one that, hey, if the quirks have been worked out, then maybe it might be a good car to buy. But you definitely want low mileage and paperwork.
Well, and wouldn't it be beneficial to try to get one where he could extend the
warranty? Something. Yeah, you definitely want to have some type of protection on that car. So Benji's back again.
Hey, Benji.
Thank you for the super chat.
You're so sweet. He says, Fairies Salama wants to know if you would do a series featuring subscribers' cars.
You know what? That's a very good question. And thank you for the super chat, Benji. And thank you for helping out Fairies Salama. We actually did that.
We used to do
for the Raity's Rides.
300K.
The 300K.
And we also used to actually, when we were first starting,
starting out. Well, we've done it even more recently.
But at the very beginning, you used to feature
That's how it was,
all the time.
All the time. The challenge is, the reason why I don't do it more right now is that we're traveling so much.
We're just not
it's like I'm not home.
There's been a couple people where we've tried to arrange some get-togethers, and it just doesn't happen. But yeah, that's a really good question. And if you haven't seen it yet, for the 300K celebration,
we did a
virtual
because the pandemic was going on in 2020.
Yeah, it was really
that was crazy.
It took Joe a minute.
Yeah, that was tough.
Time.
We had 647 submissions or something like that.
It was so hard to whittle it down.
Muhammad likes my shirt.
Yes.
To the door panel.
To the door panel.
There you go.
I'm sure you guys have seen the new Radius right
And then we got a question from Fareed. He says, Kia Telluride or Palisade?
Ooh.
More often than not, I'm going to go Telluride. That's where I'm going. So.
And Ethan Myers has a question.
Yes.
To Tampa native, first of all. What's your favorite car that you've owned?
Favorite car that I've owned has probably got to be my Shelby. The GT350R is probably my favorite car.
Not your Corvette?
No, it was great.
Tell them about your Corvette.
The Corvette was great.
He was 17 years old.
That was a long time ago, and it really wasn't.
We did a video on it a long time.
Yeah, it really wasn't it was my dream car at the time, but
the 17-year-old Joe, it was his dream car. It was his favorite car.
I mean, I love the Shelby GT350R is awesome.
Well, that's your baby.
Bradley says, did you see the leak of the C8 E-Ray? Not only did I see it, but that's one of the things that we wanted to talk about. In January, we will be going to Detroit to get firsthand dibs on the E-Ray. So stay tuned for that.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Tyler V wants to know if you've met Doug DeMauro.
I have, Tyler, met Doug DeMauro a few times. And we just were able to finally get a picture together.
I know.
When we were in California for the Prius.
I know.
Because he lives in San Diego. He actually drove over to the event.
Guys, you wouldn't believe it. Doug actually said that Joe was
will you stop?
It's true. I heard say.
That's ridiculous.
It's very cute. It's a very cute relationship.
Definitely.
How do I buy your shirt? Mohammed wants to know.
All you got to do is any video you in the description.
Yep.
You just click the link to Spreadshirt, and there's a whole variety. We actually had a graphic art designer create these shirts.
There's one with Twinkies on it, on throttle, zonk, you name it.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
We got 214 people watching.
Oh, and then Jacob has the link there. Thank you
so much. There it is. Jacob coming in clutch.
That's right.
Coming in clutch.
All right. So what else?
We got lots of Merry Christmases.
Yeah, tons. Thank you guys. We're scrolling.
Yes, we're going to scroll a little bit and see if we can find some dying questions here. Oh, here we go. Is the 2023 Lexus NX 350 worth it? I think it is. I think that 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine in that particular vehicle is really, really good. It's a good size, compact, with some good power. So I say it's worth it, especially being a Lexus. Reliable. It's got, it holds its value well, which is important.
I mean, it's a Lexus.
Yeah, definitely. Opinions on buying an older R35 reliability-wise. Okay. Kadir Kurt, that's a great question. I say if you do it, buy one that's stock, and the same thing. Try to find, it's better to spend a little bit more money and get a nicer car than to try to get the cheapest one, because I'm a firm believer that the cheap becomes expensive.
Okay. And JC wants to know, is the Ranger Raptor going to cut it against the 23 ZR2?
I think for sure. I think, Ford, that's always one of those things. A lot of people have been asking me between the TRX and the Raptor R. Ford just knows off-road trucks a lot better than the other brands. They do a lot more Baja racing and off-road racing, and that makes a better vehicle for all of us.
Yeah. And then Jim Carney wants to know, do you think it was a good idea to drop the 2.0T on the 2023 Accord?
No, not at all. I am shocked when we were at the studio, when we got first dibs on the new Honda Accord. It's shocking that they did that, and I don't know why. It really blows my mind, because now the only two choices you have is a hybrid and a 1.5 liter. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Very confusing.
What's your opinion on a 2015 Mercedes? I don't know.
The MML 350. It's another one of those things. They're nice vehicles, but you got to be careful when you're buying one, because when things go wrong on it, it's very, very expensive.
That's a good point. That was a question from Salah Al-Qaid.
Yes. And we got a good question about from Chris. Joe, when is the first drive of the 2024 Ford Mustang Dark Horse? That probably won't be until at least spring, Chris. I know right now there's tons of pictures of people snapping them off as they drive around Detroit.
Oh, God.
They're being tested right now. Geez. Yeah.
Did you answer this question yet?
Mark Cooper says, seems like Mazda's new inline six, the CX-90, is smoother, torquier, and reliable replacement. It's looking pretty good. And that's another thing we want to bring up, is that in January, not only are we seeing the new Corvette E-Ray, we are going to get firsthand dibs on the CX-90. So stay tuned for that.
And the Accord.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. John says, when are you going to be able to review the 2023 M2? No word yet. BMW has not said anything on when they're actually releasing the car. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. Corvettes with Bowie says, Joe, you test drive all kinds of cars and SUVs. What's your favorite Corvette? That's like probably the hardest question to answer.
And that's tough for him, especially too, because Corvettes with Bowie, I ask him this question all the time. You just won $10 million, or $5 million.
It changes every day.
And he can't decide. No. He has a really hard time.
No, I would say a C8 Corvette is definitely one of the best that I've driven, especially this year with the Z06. For sure. We got another super chat, Dan Zhang.
Thank you very much, Dan. When will you be able to film the Lotus Emira?
That's another one that Lotus really doesn't have a big media presence here in the United States. So I'm hoping that we will get invited, maybe something outside the country, to drive the Lotus Emira. I can't wait to get behind the wheel, especially because it still has a manual transmission.
This is true.
Yes.
This is very true.
I got a question from Khalif. Would you ever create cinematic walkarounds? Probably not, just because we film so many vehicles. The amount of time to make some cinematography special.
That would probably come like much later in our career, like when we're retired.
When we're only posting maybe 2 videos a week or something like
Yeah,
that.
because it would
We just
be
don't have the
impossible.
capacity right now because remember, we still, since December, I started the channel October 2017. Since December 2017, we have put up at least 1 car review every single
and
day.
sometimes 2, like with
Or
the auto
more.
shows, or 3
Yeah.
with the auto shows, or specific
Mhm.
embargoed vehicles and things.
So good question though.
Benji's back. Thank
Benji,
you,
you're so
Benji.
generous, man.
How did you like that jailbreak from Dream Giveaway? I'm gonna buy some lucky tickets. It's a lot of horsepower for these mountains.
You know, that Benji, that's a good question. That jailbreak was pretty intense. And if you have not seen the video yet, you gotta watch the smoky burnout. I was actually, once I circled back around and I looked at the marks in the road, I was pretty impressed with myself.
Yeah, they were pretty
I was like, they're nice and straight, nice and dark. And it was funny because when I looked up in the rearview mirror, I couldn't even see Steven.
No.
Because I was filming that one with Steven.
Listen, I've done smoky burnouts with you before.
Yeah, you couldn't even see. You can't even see anything.
No, you get lost in the fog.
So yeah.
Mr. Deplorable, thank you for the super chat. Have you gotten your hands on an EV6 GT? If so, what are your thoughts? If not, when will you?
I have not gotten my hands on one yet, but they are actually sending me one. Kia decided that they're sending me one in the next couple weeks to do a full on throttle review on my roads that I know, to really give some good in depth. I mean, 576 horsepower. The problem is it's a lot of money. We're talking about over $60,000.
It is a bit pricey.
It's a lot of money.
And I'm very curious how long the 560 horsepower lasts.
Yeah, as you lose battery charge, how does that work?
Yeah.
So we're gonna find out. Very good question, and definitely thank you for the super chat.
Yes.
We got a question from Anthony's Car Reviews. Would you rather choose a Santa Cruz or Ford Maverick? I actually would go Ford Maverick.
Yeah.
I would go with Ford Maverick.
Okay.
For sure.
I love the Ford Maverick.
I think it.
I feel like the Ford Maverick's gonna last. Like, I feel like the Santa Cruz is gonna get dated.
Well, yeah, the style on it, and I like the fact that you could get a Maverick with the hybrid setup.
Well, it's got a classic look that's you're gonna be able to. In 10 years from now, the Maverick's still gonna look good.
Ron says it's great to see us live. I know we always you especially love doing the live Q&As. I know that.
JC wants to know if I am a sports car lover or an off-road lover. I'm probably more of a sport car lover than off-road. I get really hungry when I'm off-roading. Which
is weird.
Which I've heard is anxiety. So I eat a ton whenever we go off-roading. I think I gain 10 pounds anytime we go off-roading. Makes me very nervous. I don't know.
For sure.
But there you go. Let's see. What else do we have here?
Chris says, big news. I hear the Ram Dakota's coming back. I've heard that rumor, Chris, for so long. I will put that one in the category of I'll believe it when I see it. I know next month we will be seeing the new Ram 15, the electric 1500, the Ram EV at CES,
which we're really excited
First time
about.
going to CES.
Yeah, we're actually going to CES, you guys. Like
we've never been. I've never been to CES.
We put it off because we've heard good things, bad things, and we're like, it's the beginning of the year, and so, but we're going.
And then Jaden is here.
Jaden.
We missed Jaden last time. Jaden has been enjoying his college life with all his bandmates, lots of fans,
girlfriends.
Yeah, I mean, he's got girls around him. I can't even keep track.
Really?
But Jaden has a question. What's the difference between an antique car and a classic car? It all comes down to the age of the vehicle. Classic cars are a little bit newer. Antique cars are going to be those older models.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of older cars, do you think the BMW i8 will ever return? I
don't think so.
No?
I think that ship has sailed. I think if it does come back, it will be a full EV.
Yeah.
I don't think
for sure.
They're going to play that game with a hybrid setup.
Josh Francisco wants to know, what are your thoughts on a 97 Civic Type R?
Josh, if you could find one, they're pretty killer because that's the first year of the Civic Type R. So how can you not like the first rendition of this Japanese icon?
And then Dan Mulroney wants to know, which do you think is better, a RAV4 hybrid or a Prius for 2023?
That's a tough question. I think in the end, if you need the space, you got to go RAV4 hybrid. I do like the interior of the RAV4 a little bit better. I don't like the steering wheel. I know the Prius, they got the outside right. The steering wheel and that
bothers you, huh?
It's well, and I kind of
BZ4X.
It reminds me of a BZ4X. So I would probably go RAV4 hybrid just because it's got more room.
It does have more room.
Plus, it's going to be like Mission Impossible to find a Prius. It really is.
That is true.
We got
for a year or two.
We got another super chat from Real New York.
Do you think he's from New York?
Possibly.
I'm not sure.
NYC guy. I'm going to say that's New York City.
I'm going to guess
Yes.
as well. Hey, Joe. Love the jailbreak from Dream Giveaway Garage. Hope they do it for the Charger. Also, can you review the Maserati MC12? It's an absolute beast.
You know, I saw Doug DeMauro wound up doing the MC12. I would love to get my hands on one of those. Maybe someday. We'll have to see on that one. But I'm curious to see if Dream Giveaway is going to do a Charger jailbreak. I hope that they do because they always do so well with the Mopars.
I know
that's for sure.
Yeah.
So Dan says Merry Christmas to us.
Merry Christmas,
yes.
Dan. And I know, so I saw this question come in from Vibe Tribe, and I'm debating because Vibe Tribe, we're actually working on a video right now.
I can't say what the best car is for 2022 because you're going to have to wait for the video that she has been awesomely putting together.
Taking hours because
yes.
20 cars in each one, and I'm really working hard on it for you guys. So stay tuned.
Yes, we got a super chat from John TS.
All right, John. The pushback on VW GTI and our infotainment was rough. What are the odds that the VW is reworking it, and if so, how soon will we?
From what I heard, the new CEO hates it and is actually pushing for a redesign. I would probably say in 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
I'm sure when they do a refresh, that will be part of the refresh.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat, John.
Thank you, John. Great question.
Seriously, you're very sweet.
Yes, you're very kind.
But stop it.
Yes.
Speaking of the Civic Type R, this kid I work with turned one into a dirt track racer. I think it was the 97 year, and get this, it's yellow.
Yes. Phoenix yellow was very popular on Type Rs, and that's very interesting. One of these days, I would love to see that in person, Benji.
Yeah, absolutely. And then John has a super chat. Thank you so
John.
much, John D. The Tesla stock crashed today, the worst in the company's history since they almost went bankrupt in 2019. If Tesla disappears, who's the new EV king?
I think what would happen is that you would have the traditional car companies would take over that role.
Which they're already
and I think right now Hyundai and Kia is killing it. Yeah. I mean, Hyundai with the Ioniq 5 has won, I can't even count how many awards.
Like all the awards last year.
And then they have the Ioniq 6 that we brought to you guys from the LA Auto Show. And Kia is doing a damn good job with the EV6, and they got an electric mid-size SUV to take over that Telluride place.
Absolutely.
So
they're moving in.
I think the Korean car companies are going to be perfectly placed that if Tesla was to go to the wayside, I think they would be the ones to lead.
I agree. I absolutely agree. That's a really good point. And then do you Chen Chilla X Derby wants to know, will Honda ever bring back the Fit to the US?
I don't think so. I think that ship has sailed here in the United States. Americans have proved they don't buy small cars. Yeah. I mean, yes, there are minis, but unique buyers buy minis. They want to buy part of that club. They're not looking into just buying a small car. Buying a small subcompact hatchback is a tough sell here, and that's why the Yaris is not sold here in the United States anymore, and that's why the GR Yaris will never be sold here in the United States.
Yeah, I just want to say there's been so many people saying, first-time subscriber.
That's awesome. Christmas, it's great. Yes,
happy holidays.
We love all the well wishes, and we wish you guys the best of holidays, healthy and happy, prosperous New Year.
Time to relax.
Yes, definitely.
And then we have a super chat from Christian.
Thank you, Christian, for the super chat.
Hey guys, Christmas tree.
Nice.
Any news on the redesigned 4Runner in Tacoma?
That's been the big question. There's been some other people asking that. I don't think that it's going to come right away for 2023. The first thing that they're going to unveil is at the Chicago Auto Show is the Grand Highlander. Yes, the Grand Highlander. I don't know why I went to La La Land for a second there. The Grand Highlander, that will be first up. I think New York or Detroit is where possibly we might see a Tacoma. Possibly. Right now with the 4Runner, I think that as crazy as it sounds, no, you're crazy. You're gonna piss everybody off here.
I'm just kidding.
That was just for
fun.
A
really bad joke.
I think the 4Runner will be last, and the reason why I say that is they got to redesign the Camry. Yeah. Because now that Honda has the redesign Accord coming, I think that the 4Runner, because it's still selling very well, what's the rush? They haven't changed it in years, and it's still selling very, very well. So great question, Christian. Stay tuned. I would say New York Auto Show, which is in April, or Detroit Auto Show, which I think is going to be in September again.
September? Okay.
Yeah, which is weird, but
it's so bizarre.
And then we got Luis Garcia. Thank you for the super chat. Love the content. Any thoughts on a 2021-2022 Lexus IS 300 2GT? What am I saying? Tea. I need to have some tea here.
Drink some tea. It's the holidays. It's okay.
The 2T. I think that is a great way to get into the Lexus brand if it's going to be your first Lexus. And it's a IS. I mean, I love the look of the IS.
Oh, the IS
I think it's got just enough power to be perfectly fine.
It looks so good.
And you got the look. So I say it's fine. Go for it.
Okay.
Benji's back again.
Yes, thank you, Lewis. And then Benji, you're so sweet. The season is over right now, but when it starts again, I'll definitely get photos and videos. I told him I have a lot of Honda family.
Awesome. Very cool, Benji. That's awesome to do that for your friend.
Oh, thank you, Hecka41, for complimenting.
Yeah, her hair looks beautiful.
So I really appreciate that.
Yes, her hair is beautiful.
And then Vibe Tribe. Thank you so much. I know already I asked a question. Please feel free to ask.
Yeah, ask as many as you want.
Which generation and build of Mustangs do you think is the king of Mustangs?
Wow. Well, that's a really good question, Vibe Tribe. I actually have a video about that coming up very soon. Me personally, the one that gets me right in the feels is going to be the Fox body. I love, for example, like I would love a pristine 93 SVT Cobra. I would love one of those. I would love a Fox body Celine Mustang.
Oh, yeah.
Like that white one that I reviewed at Mecum. Like I would love one of those. But I mean the whole Mustang family, you go back to the 60s. I would love a Shelby GT350, a 65 original Shelby GT350. I mean, there's so many, and if I could have one of each of them, I think the one that I would probably shy away from the most would be a Mustang 2. No Mustang 2s, thank you.
Why?
And if it just that was
have the horsepower.
Well, it doesn't that's not really a Mustang in my eyes. It was a Pinto with a different body. It really was. It was on the Pinto chassis. I mean, it's just and it's just sad. It's just sad. But you know, there's plenty of other ones. I mean, I love the S197s. I love them all. But Fox bodies, because that's where it was when I was growing up in high school, was 5.0 Mustangs.
I remember. I heard the stories. We're gonna write a book one day. There's some really scary stories that I've heard about these.
But very good question, Vibe Tribe. Thank you for the super chat. Dan Zhang is back again. He says, "How do you think all the interest rate hikes recently are going to affect the car market in 2023?" Especially the auto financing market? That's a really good question. Now, traditionally, when rates go up, prices go down, right? Because you got less people buying. The scary thing is people are still buying.
Yeah.
So, the average car loan payment is something like $700 a month.
Which is insane.
That's average.
I can't afford that.
Now people are financing for like 92 months. I mean, eventually there's gonna be a crash, and I am kind of scared about it because there's gonna be a lot of people that default on these loans. And I mean, I guess the used car market, that would make it really, if you're in the market for a used car, eventually when that happens,
you'll get a nice car.
You'll get a nice car, but it's scary. I'm a little bothered by some of the decisions some people are making. But we're gonna see. It's gonna be freaking interesting.
This is definitely gonna be very different from
very good question, Dan.
Yes.
Jaden's got another question. He says, difference between disc and drum brakes. It's real simple. So a disc brake is that round disc, and you have a brake caliper with pads that squeezes the disc to slow the car down. A drum brake is sort of like a bowl or drum, like a drum that you hit with drumsticks. Basically, you have what's called brake shoes that are mounted inside the drum. And what those brake shoes do is they expand and slow down the vehicle. The more efficient, better braking system are disc brakes over drum brakes. And that was something that was scary. I remember with the Fox body Mustangs, especially my friend Chris had a 92 notchback, was that stock from the factory, you had discs on the front, drums on the rear. And I remember we were street racing this one guy down US 19, and the light turned red, and Chris got on the brakes, and we actually went through the intersection because the car did not slow down.
Oh my gosh.
Very scary.
That is very scary.
Yes, my life flashed before my very
That's
eyes.
super scary.
Yes.
Super scary.
But hopefully that explained it for you, Jaden.
I want to shout out to Jacob real quick because we had some folks asking about where to purchase.
Thank you,
So
Jacob,
take a look
for
at
locking that down.
Jacob's comment.
Yes.
If you haven't seen that. And then we have 2 super chats. One from Catman
Wow,
Jenks.
Catman Jenks. That's very generous of you. And also from Jazz Bo. 507.
And I let them know in the comments that we're going to keep an eye out for your questions or
but
comments.
Thank you, both of you, to the people, Catman Jenks
and Jazzbo.
507. Thank you for
Here we go. Here's Jazzbo.
Here we go. I see Jazzbo. What does it say?
Joe, the Volvo S90 is assembled in China. Is that a risk from a quality standpoint? And is it ethical to purchase a car from a Chinese company in China?
You know, we could look at this 20 different ways from Sunday. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a quality issue per se. I mean, when you think about how many products we do buy from China that aren't cars, ethical, I mean, that's really up to you. You got to draw. I know some people today that still won't buy German cars because they were alive during World War II and they just will not do it. But here's the thing. When we say a car is built in one country, very rarely does that mean that all of the parts that the car was put together with come from that one country. We live in a globalized society, and many parts come from many different countries, but really it's up to you. And I understand where you're coming from. I don't think there has to be a worry about quality, but the whole ethical thing is really up to the personal opinion of that person.
That makes a lot of sense. And then Jazzbo, so we have Jazzbo.
That was Jazz. Thank you. Very good.
Much.
Very good question.
And then also Catman Jenks, I'm still looking for your comment. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll keep an eye out.
Maybe Jacob could dig it up for us.
Yes, if you see it, Jacob, let us know. And then we do have another couple super chats that have come in. Mr. Deplorable, thank you for the
Thank you, Mr. Deplorable.
Thoughts on the new C63 and when will you get one?
I'm hoping to get one probably by the end of January, beginning of February. I'm a little bummed out. It's sad to see the V8, the twin turbo V8 gone. I know that this 4-cylinder turbo and all this other technology that it has produces over 600 horsepower. Excuse me, a T. Yes, thank you. What a weird night tonight. I looked at 2.0 T and thought it said GT. But anyways, yeah, my eyes are going freaking cross. But anyways, where was I?
I have no idea. I wasn't.
I got to go back to that question. Thank you. I got to go back to that question. C63. I'm gonna probably be a little sad that there's no V8 there.
Okay.
But we'll see on the performance side. Wait and see, because we'll be going on throttle, so stay tuned. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Deplorable.
Yes, thank you so much. Before we get to Ron, Catman Jenks did.
Catman Jenks is here with his question.
Jacob.
Thank you, Jacob.
Hey, from Detroit. I'm new to your channel. What did you guys do prior to Raiti's rides, and how did you get into the car review thing?
That's a great question, Catman Jenks. I actually was a high school history teacher for 18 years. I've been around cars my whole life. My dad owned a mechanic shop for 30 years. I actually even raced cars professionally for 4 years after college. I started the channel because Lori, for so long, was telling me, hey, you should start a YouTube channel. I would go to cars and coffee events. I would review cars at cars and coffee events. And then it kind of just took off from there. Yeah. And then do you want to tell your?
Well, my background is in radio, TV, film communication, and technical theater. And so I worked at a talent agency. I've worked at TV stations. And then I also used to teach yoga as well. So when Joe and I met, I really thought that he could do this for a living.
You believed in me.
Finally, he took
and here we are.
And here we are.
And here we are. We can't do it without all of your support. So thank you for the super chat, Catman Jenks. And thank you for asking. You know, it's funny. I was going to ask you if I should, because I actually did a vlog about the story of Raiti's rides. I was wondering if I should do like a a review, but also an update.
I think that would be a good idea.
I mean, that was a while ago.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's kind of buried.
So let me know in the comment section if you think that you would like to see another vlog about my story, and I could show pictures.
That would be nice, especially since a million subscribers. We're not far away from that.
That's true.
A lot of people probably want to know.
Let me know in the comment section. But thank you, Jacob, and thank you, Lori, for finding that.
Yes, and Ron
Gutiza, thank you so much for your generosity and for your super chat. Go ahead.
He says, hi, Joe and Lori. Are you going to video your million subscribers event?
Yes.
Also, I'm interested in a new GR86. Your thoughts on the driving reliability? I live in Malibu and love to go through the canyon.
Man, you're a lucky guy living close to those canyon roads, Ron. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, we will be filming at the subscriber event for sure.
And we'll be doing a live virtual.
Yeah, because this is special. I mean, you only hit 1 million once.
Yeah.
And this is it, man. Yeah. This is crazy.
Yeah.
But obviously 1 million is awesome, but we're gonna keep going. A lot of people have asked me that, like, Joe, are you gonna slow down? No, I don't know. I don't know that definition.
No, believe me, he does not know that definition.
I'm on throttle. That's
on throttle to the next one.
I love the GR86. I know they had a couple issues with the RVT sealant on the oil pan.
Oh,
they put too much, and then some of it was going in the oil pan, and then causing oil pump.
Has that been cleared up?
That been cleared up. So I would say full steam ahead on the GR86. I actually
love the GR86.
prefer the GR86 over the BRZ, just from a look standpoint and the interior standpoint. But you will love it on those canyon roads.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely love it. But thank you, Ron, for your support and your super chat.
And then Anthony Baez. Anthony, what Nissan pickup truck do you like? The Nissan Titan or the Frontier?
You know, it's one of those things that I actually prefer the look of the Frontier more, but I like the way the Titan drives more.
Titan's nice, yeah.
But the thing is, I did post a 2023 Nissan Titan review earlier tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern time. The sad news is that'll probably be the last one ever because they're killing it off. It was actually supposed to be killed off for 2023.
So get one if you
if you want a Titan
and you want to buy it new.
Here's the thing. I know a lot of people, including myself, will zong things that it brings to the table.
Right.
You can't argue with the price, though.
That's for sure.
You know, in a day and age where a lot of trucks are like $80,000, $90,000, a fully loaded Titan is a lot less.
That's true.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for your super chats. We have one from Troy.
Hey, Troy.
Joe, what's your favorite BMW, Audi, or Mercedes?
I think overall, Troy, it's got to be Audi. I love Quattro all-wheel drive. I love the Audi TT, their RS models, of course, an R8. And I love the history of Audi. That would be the way I would go.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Jaden is back with another super chat. Thank you, Jaden. Why is Detroit the home of the automobile?
Well, Jaden, that's a very good question. The reason why it is the home of the automobile here in the United States is because back in the day when all of these factories were starting up, land was inexpensive. You have very good waterways and passages for supplies and everything else, and that makes it very viable for car companies to want to set up shop there.
Absolutely. That makes sense. Lewis, thank you for the super chat. Actually already own the IS300. Lease is up in 2024. Only option is a V8 between 40 and 50K. Scat Pack Challenger or SS Camaro?
Well, Lewis, that's a very good question. I would say when your lease is up, if they're still making it, I probably would go, well, actually, if they're making either of them.
Yeah, will they be making the Scat Pack Challenger or the SS Camaro?
No, the 2023 is the last year. So if you're saying pre-owned, I probably would go, if you need a four-door car, I guess you can't go with either one, but
no,
that's a hard one. I would say go Scat. This is how I would do it, Lewis. I would go Scat Pack Challenger with a shaker hood.
Yeah, if you can.
Because that's got that classic muscle car look. But if you're looking for brand new, you might want to turn your lease in a little early because they're gone.
Yeah.
After 2023.
Yeah. And then Benji, thank you for the
Thank you,
chat.
Benji.
He's off to bed. He's got to be up in 6 hours. Love y'all. Hope to see you soon. Stay warm with those low temps coming your way.
Yeah.
Good night. Good night, Benji.
Thanks, Benji. You're very supportive. We really appreciate it,
And I saw somebody else said that they had just gotten off work, and we're so glad you could join us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us,
all
guys.
All of you, whether you're super chatting or not, we really appreciate you guys being here. And then we've got a few more super chats.
Yes,
so
we need to get through this.
Edgar Alice, thank you, Edgar.
Thank you, Edgar.
He's a former history teacher, now longshoreman.
Wow.
Loves the channel.
Wow.
Do you think the Toyota Land Cruiser comes back, and would you like the Hilux US version?
Well, I would love to see the Hilux be sold here in the United States. I don't think, somebody asked me about this just the other day. I don't think we're going to see the Land Cruiser. It just didn't sell.
Yeah.
It didn't sell.
For whatever reason.
So I guess, write to Toyota. If you want the Land Cruiser, write to them and send them a check for a deposit because they're not going to build them.
They'll probably tell you to buy the LX.
Yeah, they'll probably tell you to go buy a LX 600. But I would love to see the Hilux here.
Yes.
I love watching that truck in the Dakar Rally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
LeVar, thank you, LeVar
so
Johnson.
Generous. Forgot to tell you, thank you for great advertising the 2019 Honda Civic Touring and not zonking it too much. Do you think the panoramic sunroof is a good idea?
I like the panoramic sunroof in it, especially like on an overcast day. It's nice to just open up the shade and have that. And I really feel like, the Honda Civic, it really is one of those vehicles that brings a lot to the table for the price, especially as things are getting more and more expensive.
That's why it's so popular for sure. And then Braxton, wow, thank you so much.
Wow, Braxton, thank you. Generous. You're so generous.
You guys are awesome.
That really means a lot.
My wife and I watch your videos every night in bed.
That's awesome.
I bet she probably is like, what did he just say?
Yeah, I know.
And he's just laughing. Picked up a new 2023 X7
nice.
M60i a few weeks ago. Curious of your thoughts on a new facelift.
Braxton, I'm actually digging the look of the facelift. I like what they did with the headlights and how the grille is, especially on a larger vehicle like that.
Yeah.
I have not been able to review one yet, but I'm hoping that soon we'll be able to get our hands on. One of the problems with living in Florida is it takes a while for the vehicles to get to the press fleet down in Miami.
We're
like we're dead end. Yeah, we're like a dead end.
There's really nowhere to go in Miami. I mean,
but stay tuned. We're going to be bringing that. So congratulations on your X7. You definitely got to go on.
Watching us.
Yes, and thank you for your generosity.
So awesome. Jaden is back with another super.
Yes, Jaden.
My Zonkmobile is better and cooler than ever.
I tell you, that Mercedes, man, I can't wait to see what the next Zonkmobile is going to be.
I know. And then thank you, Red Eye, who dominates the drag strip.
Thank you.
I know I asked a question earlier, but I'll ask it again. Do you think Shelby American will produce a S650 Super Snake? And if so, what do they base it on? Because the S197 Snake is based on the GT500.
It's going to be fascinating. I think that they would probably base it off of the standard GT platform. But I definitely think that they're going to have a Super Snake to bring and some other special stuff to bring to the table. They're gonna ride this wave as long as they possibly can. So I'm hoping to see some big things coming from Shelby American with the new platform. Who knows? Maybe they'll take a dark horse and turn it into a dark snake or something.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Super dark snake.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. Very good question.
Great question. And then Uncle Snizzle.
My Nizzle.
Snizzle is here. Absolutely love your channel, and I love the picture.
Yes.
It's like a little plug.
Yes.
My only request would be a few more Celine vehicle reviews. Thank you from Hartford, Connecticut. It's chilly there.
Yeah, I bet it's cold there. Definitely thank you for the super chat. I would love to get my hand on some Celines. If anybody in the Tampa area has a Celine Mustang, please reach out to me.
Yes.
And
you and us both, for sure, Uncle Snizzle.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.
Randy Rios has a super chat. Oh, Randy, I don't see it, so hopefully Jacob.
Jacob, if you see something from Randy Rios, let us know. But thank you for the super chat, Randy. You're really awesome.
And then Jaden Robbins, thanks, Jaden. Great pick with Doug DeMuro. How was the encounter?
Thank you. It was really cool to see him again. He's actually a really down to earth guy, and him and I are very similar. So we get along very well.
That's true.
And he is that tall. And yes, I'm 6 feet tall. He is like 6'4".
He's a giant.
He's ginormous.
He's a tall.
Unbelievable.
And then Rashad Guntner. Thank you, Rashad.
Thank you, Rashad.
Thank you for pointing out the Titan price point. That's why I'm considering buying the Pro 4X and the warranty and safety system include with no cost.
Yes, very true. And guess what? It's got your V8. So many people want the V8. A lot of brands are getting rid of V8s. It's nice to have that good old V8.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're almost caught up.
Almost.
Here. Cal Perso.
Yes.
Thank you, Cal. What's your favorite snack? I have a feeling Joe's would be a Twinkie.
Yes, Twinkie is definitely going to be one of my favorite snacks. I also love like cheese puffs.
He's
Cheese
also a
puffs are good.
hummus and pretzels.
I do love hummus and
You can
pretzels.
seriously
God.
polish off
Oh,
an
yeah.
entire container
Oh,
of hummus.
yeah.
And if there's pretzels in the house, like they're gone in a day.
They're good, especially those peanut butter stuffed pretzel
Oh,
nuggets.
forget it.
Yes.
Those are definitely those are big for
God,
the
I'm
hummus.
freaking getting hungry.
I know, right?
Thank you, Cal.
Yes, thank
Is
you,
it
Cal.
Yeah.
Yes.
My eyes are like.
And then John Williams, thank you, John. BMW X3. Do you know of any issues with it?
Not that I know of that's anything major. I mean, obviously these cars are produced on production assembly lines, so anything is possible, but I have not seen anything in particular. So I say go ahead and pull the trigger on it.
I'm just kind of scanning to see if Randy.
Matt is here from Chicago.
Oh, awesome.
Hey, Matt, we hope to see you at the Chicago Auto Show 2023.
And then Patrick.
Patrick, thank you for the super chat.
Yes, his question, are you ready for Christmas?
Well, I know I have. I know I did my Christmas shopping. How about you?
I'm very close.
Yes.
Very close to being done. And here's another question from
Yes.
Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick, for the super chat.
Are you guys going to get the new Mustang for the new generation?
I don't know if we're going to buy one. I definitely can't wait to get behind the wheel. The problem is I'm a little spoiled. Well, I'm a lot spoiled. I mean, I love my Shelby GT350R so much that it's really going to take something special from the new Mustang to get me to want to buy one.
Well, I mean, yeah, and how can you compete with the Shelby?
It's hard.
That's like one of the most epic cars.
Yes,
ever.
I mean, I just the sound of that Voodoo engine is just it's amazing.
Yeah.
So
yes, great question though. All right, so we're caught up on super chat. Still looking for the super chat from Randy.
Randy, if you have anything, let me know. But you guys, everybody tonight has been so awesome.
Joe, between the GMC Yukon Ultimate or the
Easy. You can stop.
Okay.
I would go GMC Yukon Ultimate. I think the GMC Sierra and Yukon Ultimates are pretty ultimate. No, just kidding. They're pretty intense. They bring a lot of luxury. I like the ruggedness with the luxury. I feel like the Grand Wagoneer, great vehicle, just a little too over the top for me. A little too many screens.
I was actually just editing a video with the Grand
too many
Wagoneer,
screens.
And there's a lot. There's a lot going on.
It's a lot.
So if you were like our ultra high tech and you were like screen lover,
if you love screen, then that's the vehicle to go with. Yeah. I mean, you got more screen than it's like 72 inches of screen when you add it all up together.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So
great question.
Yes.
All right. We're caught up on super chat.
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody's got a good question that I'm dying to answer. Superman or Batman? I'm going Batman because Batman's got a cool car.
Batman's not a real superhero.
It's all right, but he's got a cool car. Superman doesn't have a car.
Man with like mental problems.
Superman doesn't have a car.
Superman is a real superhero.
Yeah, but he has no car.
But he could get any car he wanted.
No, but he doesn't.
He doesn't need a car. He flies.
I don't care.
Okay.
It's like driving an EV.
Okay.
Flying is like driving an EV.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, cool. Patrick is that another super chat from Patrick?
Thank you,
Patrick. That's very generous of you.
Yes.
Really generous.
What are your thoughts on the Ram Rebel? Do you think it's worth it?
I think
the Hemi Ram Rebel.
I think the Hemi Rebel is a great truck. I think that if you're going to compete with a Toyota,
he's competing with a Jeep Grand Cherokee Trailhawk.
Great. I would still go Ram Rebel.
Yeah,
I like the Ram Rebel. It's a nice truck.
Okay, yeah.
And now with the Grand Cherokee dropping V8s and stuff, out of the two-door ones.
That's true.
So very good question. I would go Ram Rebel.
And then Patrick, I see his question here. Do you think Ford will ever bring back the sedans or make a new performance vehicle?
Nope. I think performance vehicles, sure. New sedans, never going to happen.
Yeah.
They're having a hard enough time keeping up with demand of the Maverick and the Bronco. Absolutely difficult time. I bet you if you would have asked them 5 years ago, hey, stop making the Ford Edge, the Ford Escape, the Ford EcoSport because we promise it'll be worth your while, they probably would be dying to do that because with not being able to make the Bronco and the Maverick as fast as they can, they've lost out on so many sales.
That's a really
so
good
many
point.
sales.
That's a really good point.
And then you look at the dealerships and like EcoSports everywhere, Ford Edges and Escapes just sitting around.
It was funny that one time when you did a review on the EcoSport and you
It was
on
terrible.
the engine cover looking like a trash can.
It did, yeah. It's terrible. And if you own one, I apologize,
yes.
but
I mean, they probably don't lift the hood to stare at the
yeah, you don't go to take that to a car show.
No, I'm like, oh,
yes.
Okay.
Look
So
at my trash can.
Louis Garcia is back with
Louis
bought your On Throttle shirt for my
That's
uncle for
awesome.
Christmas.
We actually wore that. I wore that last month.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
He's purchasing the new Mustang GT.
Ooh, there we go.
Very last car. Any opinions on it so far?
So far, I know a lot of people are crazy about the exterior looking like a Camaro. When you see it in person, a lot of the design kind of comes together.
Sure.
And you could clearly see where, yes, there is a little bit like on that rear fender of the Camaro, but the rest of it is very unique. The one thing I'm not a big fan of are the ginormous screens. And the reason why is that I felt Ford did the LED digital dash so well in the current Mustang that when you just put a big rectangle, it doesn't do it. I like the way you could change into Fox body gauges.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
That's the technology they added is super.
All the features that they do is cool.
Neat.
I just wish the screens just weren't stuck on.
Sure. That makes
That's
sense.
just me. That's just my.
I think your uncle's really gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, he's gonna love it.
Yeah. John, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on the 2016 BMW X3? Do you know of any issues? Did we already answer that one?
I think we did, but I'll answer it again.
Yes.
The X3, from what I understand, there are no major issues pending right now, no major recalls. So I think you're fine if you want to go that route, John.
Yes, and thank you.
Thank
so
you for
much,
the super
John.
chat.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
We got a question. Chris is saying, can't wait to see the new Ford Ranger. Trust me, neither can I.
Yes.
That's for sure. They need to redesign that.
Do you think Honda will bring back the Accord Coupe? Derek wants to know.
Nope, never going to happen.
No.
Just like the manual. You got people like, why did Honda get rid of the manual Accord? And it's like, nobody was buying them.
Yeah.
When nobody buys them, that's the way it works. I got a question from Alex. He says, am I getting a Type R? Not that I know of anytime soon. No.
I don't know anything about anything.
I don't know anything about anything either.
This is our last question that we're
Last question of the night goes to Cal.
What was both of your guys' first car?
That's easy. My first car was a 1985 Pontiac Firebird manual transmission with T-tops.
Mine. Can I just tell you my second car?
Tell her she's going to tell you the second car.
My
We'll forget
second
about
car,
the first
we
one.
have to forget about the first one. It's awful. My second car was a Toyota Celica with a pop-up headlight.
Celica GT, manual.
It was manual. Yeah, I learned how to drive in a manual.
Manual only.
Oh my God, real New York City guy.
All right, I lied. It wasn't Cal.
Okay, so have you guys ever seen a Shelby F-150 Super Snake on the road? I see them a few times in New York. As a Mopar fan, I love that truck.
The only time I've actually, thank you for the super chat, the only time I've seen one on the road is when I'm driving it. Like if I did a review of one.
Yeah,
I've never actually, and that's surprising because trucks are so popular.
Yeah.
So,
well, thank you guys.
It's been an amazing night tonight.
Yes, happy holidays.
Happy holidays to all of you.
People that joined us after work.
Yes, well over 200 people joined us tonight. We appreciate all that joined. And of course, we appreciate those that also super chatted. It really is.
And those that are watching this on
the
replay, thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching the replay. Hopefully, we answer some of the questions that maybe you might have had by answering the questions that joined us tonight. But we are excited. We are really excited for 2023. And here come more super chats. John Williams.
Thank you, John. Thanks for the show. I learned so much, and I looked at the show
and
buying my car. That's really awesome to hear.
We appreciate you, John. We love your support.
I know that makes you feel
it does.
great.
It does.
And then Steven, gosh, so generous.
Thank you, Steven.
You guys are the perfect couple and duo. You can really tell the love and support and passion you guys have for each other. Thank you for saying that. Huge shout out to Lori for helping Joe pursue his passion for loving people. You got it.
Thank you, Steven, and thank you, Lori. This has really been a great 2022. Has been a crazy but great year.
Yes.
We've been so grateful to share it all with you, but definitely stay tuned. 2023.
We
will be doing a live Q&A hopefully for January. I think there's a week there where
we've got so many
we might be able to
squeeze coming up.
Yeah.
1 million.
1 million and everything else coming up.
And we're doing a meet and greet in Chicago, which is coming up.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that.
JG sneaking it in.
I know.
With 5 seconds to go here.
22
X5M or previous model.
Mm-hmm.
I would say go with the 2022. I like the X5M. It's a hell of a performer.
It's
And
a performer.
And I haven't heard of any major issues with any X5M. So I say pull the trigger on that one.
Nice.
And then LeVar, thank you, LeVar, for your generosity.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yes, that's awesome. You guys are great.
Oh, his sister sister watch. That's so
That's
great.
awesome. Tell her I said hello.
Hi, LeVar's sister.
Yes, LeVar's sister. We appreciate all of you. We're looking forward to next year.
Yes.
And definitely celebrating more and more with you guys. But
just like always.
Just like always, guys, we'll see you on the next ride next year.
That's right.
See you guys.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. You guys are the best.